called Skoghall. This is Skoghall City Hall. This is Skoghall's church. This is one of the main pedestrian streets, and this is how people live. This is a house that used to be for 4 families when it started 30 years ago. Today it's a single family house. There has been an extremely high progress in the standard of living. Skoghall is what we call in architecture a company town. It was created by this company called Stora Enso, which is the largest paper mill in the world. Stora Enso decided to create their headquarters and their main production center facilities here in Skoghall. So they came in and they brought in 3,000 workers. Very quickly they realized they needed habitat for the workers and a church and a hospital and a school, and a town was born. Today it's a 80,000 people town. This is how the paper comes out. This paper is called Tetra Pak. It's a paper that is used to make milk and juice cartons. So it's an essential element of daily life. That's why it's the richest paper mill in the world. I was invited by the city of Skoghall to make a public intervention. I realized very quickly that there was something missing in Skoghall, a cultural institution, a museum, a Kunsthalle. So I decided to ask the paper mill to finance a Kunsthalle since they had financed the entire town. And so I rejected the money being offered to me by the mayor of the city. And I requested a meeting with the board of directors of the paper mill. I argued for it and they accepted my logic and they decided to finance the project. So we designed and produced and built the first paper Kunsthalle in the world. It measures 6 meters high, 8 meters deep, and 20 meters long. The iconography is very simple. It reflects the church that is in the back. The paper is on the floor. The ceiling also is paper. As we could not use electrical lighting, the entrance was very wide open, so we could have natural light coming in. And I left this big opening on the top there, protected with plastic, so we could get a lot of natural light. This is the preview opening for some people who collaborated. I invited 15 young Swedish artists to create special works for this exhibition, focusing on the idea of paper. So this young artist from Stockholm created this table where she offers children the possibility of creating paper sculptures, origami style. Another artist did a survey by phone, asking some 50 inhabitants of Skoghall, how is it possible that in 30 years you never thought about having a little museum? Most people answered, we are fine like this, we don't need one. This is the opening. The entire town came. We had music from the paper mill orchestra. And this is Leif Bergman, the mayor of the city, giving a marvelous speech and wondering why a guy from Chile who lives in New York had to come to Skoghall to create a museum. And as in most openings, you cannot see anything. This is our origami table, very successful with children. This is a few hours later. Exactly 24 hours after the opening, we took down the Swedish flag. everyone knew that it would be burned in 24 hours. The logic was to offer a glimpse of contemporary art to the community of Scuba, and once they had it, to take it away. I was not going to impose a cultural institution to a community that didn't want one. I just want to offer them a glimpse what it could be. A year after this project, Sweden celebrated the Year of Architecture, and every town in Sweden had to select their most important building. The community of Skoghall selected this building as their most important. And 7 years later, I was invited to come back as an architect to design the permanent Kunsthalle for Skoghall. It will open in 2012. The Skoghall Kunsthalle in Skoghall,